Yeah, I was thinking, has he said it? Have I forgotten he said it?
You're live, Josh.
Hello and welcome to the 150th Football Talk podcast episode or show. Is it an episode or a show? I don't know. It's me, Josh, your host this week. It's your chance to sit back and get yourself comfortable as we bring up to date on the week's football. As we talk news, Dave gets his brain challenged in a Euros-themed quiz.
Okay.
We week's Euros football. And then Dave has the honour of guessing this week's Wikifile. So if that sounds like something you would enjoy, drop us a like, subscribe to our channels on YouTube and Spotify so you don't miss out. We're here almost every Sunday morning. But now it's my co-host, all the way, we think from Singapore, but he's never actually proved it. It's Mr. David Nichols.
How do I prove it? You know I'm here.
I don't.
Pictures of the lovely golf.
Right.
Well, I'm somewhere nice.
Google image search.
How do I prove I'm in Singapore? I mean, it's night time.
Oh, convenient.
Convenient.
He's got the window shut until it's night time. I don't believe. Yeah. Just let us know if you believe Dave's in Singapore or not.
Night time in a lot of places, I reckon.
Yes.
So
Half the world.
well, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, this is not. Get on with it. What are we talking about?
Oh well. How are you, firstly, Dave?
I'm all right, actually. Well, I mean, I'm a bit sleep deprived, but other than that, I'm all right. We'll thank England for that
Has the
later.
Euros not been syncing up with your sleep pattern?
No, the Euros have been completely messing with my sleep pattern rather than syncing up with it. Yeah, games kick off at 9. Well, they don't anymore because there's no early kickoffs anymore, which is really infuriating. So,
Yeah, you've taken the best ones out.
Yeah. So games now kick off at midnight and 3 in the morning. So, come on.
Should the European Championships be tailored more to the Asian world? I don't know. Is that?
I mean, while I'm here, yes, definitely, 100%. But no, obviously they're made for the Euros.
Trying to prove he's in Singapore, but we don't believe him.
I'm interested to know what. Quickly talking about time zones, what's going to happen with Qatar? Because obviously the games are going to have to be played in the evening for Qatar, which is going to be what, mid-afternoon?
Yeah. It'll be like when I remember being at school watching France '98 matches in school.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was,
Yeah, obviously I won't be doing that because I'll have questions of, Josh, why have you gone into a school to watch the
Why have you gone back to school to watch the Euros? Well, tradition, innit? Tradition.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Just want to sit in this DT room. Mr. Fuller anywhere? No.
Excellent. But no, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Other than that, how are you?
Actually, on that point, so we'll touch on the England-Scotland match. That was the first time, but maybe since that occasion, I've watched an England match in a major tournament outside of the house. I normally watch them at home, normally on my own. Where have you watched England? Actually, no, there's one. I remember watching, stood next to Mike Phelan up when I was visiting family in Lancashire. It was a friend of a friend, and I was watching the USA-England match in whichever tournament Rob Green messed up.
Rob Green, messed up. I was thinking about that the other day because I watched that game at home when I lived in London, and I just bought HD. Ultra HD hadn't come out then. I just upgraded to HD, and ITV cut out just as Steven Gerrard scored, so I missed the only good bit of that game for England. So, that was infuriating. I watched quite a lot of games. I watched quite a lot of the World Cup in a pub in Singapore, in the bars in Singapore, because it was a good atmosphere. The times, being in Russia, the times were quite helpful and quite good. Other than the Croatia game, which was like 2:00 in the morning, but then the bar opened up specifically for it, and they had lots of drinks offers and stuff, which was great. And it's quite, expatty congregating to watch England play. It was quite a good atmosphere. But all of the Euros, I've watched at home because of the pandemic. I think if I could go out and watch them, I probably would have watched England games in the bar because I just like the ability to talk to people and chat and have a good thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm watching them on my own every night, so it's pretty bad. That's why I'm so active in the chats, Josh, that we have in our WhatsApp chats, because I'm on my own. Nothing to do. No one's to talk to. Kate's fast asleep. So, it's just, but it's not too bad. Anyway.
But in the chat, let us know, how do you like to watch your England matches or big matches? Do you like to go out to a pub, or do you find it infuriating when you hear people talking and chatting absolute rubbish or getting overexcited?
Well,
do you not want to be...
If they hate people talking rubbish, they shouldn't be tuning into this.
No, they must love that, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, let us know. So news this week. Dave, it's happened again.
What, Tottenham? Haven't got a manager.
I had written down last week. I had written down Conte set to be announced. This week I had Fonseca set to be announced. It's They've done it again.
It's gone again. It's happened again.
Now this one seems a bit weird. This one seems to me that our director of football, or I can't remember, his managing director of football, I think is
nice.
His title is.
Hang on. His title is managing director -football. Like
comma. It's a comma.
Yeah. Managing
like
director.
There's obviously must be other MDs around the business. And so he's just football. It seems to me that he wanted Gattuso. Rumour has that he wanted his Paratici. He wanted Gattuso when at Juventus.
Yeah.
But the Gattuso had signed Fiorentina. Gattuso has since left Fiorentina after, I don't know, like 20 odd days.
Yeah.
And so we're set to kind of have, confirm. I think verbally agreed was Fonseca stuff. There is rumour of kind of some tax issues, but I really think that would have come to light a lot earlier.
You would have thought so, yeah. That's what I thought, yeah. So.
And it seems like we went, oh, look, shiny Gattuso is available, and we'll go for him. And then, wham, fans backlash on social media was like, no to Gattuso was trending. It would have trended a lot higher if anybody knew how to spell Gattuso. 1 T, 2 S's, 2 T's, 1 S's, 2 T's, 2 S's, 1 T, 1 S. It's just, yeah, if you combine all those, it'd probably been trending number one.
Yeah,
but,
okay. Wow.
Because of his personal views, he's been quite outspoken about his lack of acceptance of all other things. I don't need to go into it. And apparently then we pulled the plug because of in no small part due to that backlash. So it seems like we're back to square one.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole.
It feels like we're playing snakes and ladders. To be honest with you.
That's a very good analogy, Josh. That's a very good analogy. Yeah. I feel like I was chatting to actually Ross, listener and commenter and stuff, about it, and he was saying like it seems like the process is a sort of decent process in that Levy has gone out and been like, right, there is this job, why not? If you fancy a go at it, apply, and then obviously get rid of all of the nonsense categories and go through it and try and be quite methodical. But I don't think you can really do that anymore because of social media and leaks and everything like that. You can't get away with it saying, oh, our first list of managers is 25 people long, for example, and we're going to interview 10 of them, because people, once they get an interview, it'll be leaked, and then it'll be a case of, oh, they've interviewed this person, it's all fallen down and gone.
That's my problem, is that how much of it's true? It's for a while it was a slow news time. So it's like, hey, we've got a big job here, Tottenham job, not the biggest, but a big job here.
Yeah,
we can really get people clicking, or any Spurs fan can be clicking that, to their heart's content, and then generating some ad revenue here. And any news we have around managers, I mean, it just the Twitterverse laps it up and treats it as gospel. I'm not sure. Because now currently linked is Valverde and Nuno. Again, you don't know how much truth is in that.
Yeah. Klinsmann,
but
he's come out. He's come out and said he wants it. But again, that's now.
My favourite thing was that as an ex-player of ours played in, I think it was the 1971 UEFA Cup final. Graham Roberts,
right?
One of our ex-pros, he said, "Oh, why don't they just give it to Glenn Hoddle?" And I'm like,
"Oh my word!
Where do I start?" Like. Seriously. And he's like, I'll do it for free. It's like, I didn't think the option of Glenn Hoddle could get any worse. You do it for free, yeah, that's it. I'll do it, shall I?
Oh, right. My word. Unbelievable.
I mean, props to Max Rushton. I think you've not seen it. Max Rushton's tweet, anyone who's not seen it, effectively likened the managerial hunt to the COVID vaccination programme, and everybody will be contacted. Currently, 50% of the UK has been contacted for the Spurs job, but I have no idea when it's going to end. Maybe they'll hang on, see if anybody gets sacked from a European club.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, the one time for this, I think if the Euros wasn't happening, it would have been, I think you would have gone for someone who was available, and it would have been quicker, and it might not have been the right, at least you should feel, as a fan, surely you should feel like with this whole process that the manager you're going to get is got to be the right one, because it's taken so long. But to go back
unless all the right ones are now not having that job, that stinks.
Oh, true.
Just end up
true. But I mean, to have this sort of process it can only happen whilst there's a major tournament on, because you're not missing out on time for pre-season, which I think is obviously important with the new manager. You want them to get as much pre-season as possible. You're not missing out on that, because I would probably argue about 60% of the Spurs team are away on an international somewhere, Copa America or the Euros and things like that. So I feel like it's it must be infuriating, but I think it's not as bad as people are making out.
No, I'm definitely not on a fully negative end. I'm like, hey, in years gone by, like 5 years ago, you'd never got this insight, if you are even getting insight into how it's kind of dragged on. It would just been time that has been dragged on, and you'd been none the wiser.
Exactly.
But it's infuriating because you're getting tidbits of information. You think you're getting the truth of why someone didn't. You think, we think we know the story. We don't know the story. We don't know why contact. Like, people can go, oh, it's because he wanted this, wanted that. We don't know.
Yeah.
You think you know, and like it might. You may have had seen the right information somewhere, but we just will never know. I didn't.
Very true.
So
very true.
We're still obviously waiting on Everton and Crystal Palace, the other two Premier League sides, to get managers.
Yep.
Rafa currently booking his favourite for Everton job. Steve Cooper currently booking his favourite for Crystal Palace, but. No, Nuno's been touted around all three, hasn't he?
He has. Nuno has been touted around all three.
Jorge Mendes as your agent, I suppose.
Yeah.
There's a lot of touting going to go on.
Because there's obviously Lille, isn't it? Lille are still looking for a new manager. I could see Nuno potentially going there to France and giving it a go. But I think having just won the league, they may want to try and lure a bigger name. But I think that
financially they're a bit screwed there, so they might need a free agent as well.
Exactly. Just before we've got a couple of comments in. So, has Gattuso ever been described as shiny before? I don't think so. just here. Ten Hag hasn't been totally discarded yet. That, although it did feel like a million days ago that his name was linked. Ten Hag.
Ten Hag. Yeah. No, that seemed like it could. The bit that the information that's come out in the media, which I'm again considering, is that. Apparently, Paratici would like us to play a three-man defence, which is not really a Dutch way.
Okay.
I think it's a 4-3-3. That is a Nuno way.
It is. It is.
We also already have Matt Doherty, who might want to get some more mileage out of in terms of performance. I don't know.
True.
I'd be very happy with Ten Hag, but again, it's
there's a good comment as well from Alex in the comments saying no one seems to be able to make an appointment, no clubs, and it's true. It's I've never really thought about it like that. It's not actually just Spurs, it's just Spurs are the biggest club it's happening to.
Spurs have only got focus, but it's whether I digest it more than other. Like there seems to be a kind of rhetoric around Spurs, like it's Levy, it's the power struggle with Paratici, is it because Kane's going to go? And but what about Everton? Do they lack the ambition to get the manager? Crystal Palace, what's going on there?
Yeah.
And I feel the same way that Kane's been treated by the media. We'll get on to he's not scored. Is it you have there's Jamie Carragher questioning was well, there's lots of other strikers of this championship who aren't doing it, and I really don't think it's a Kane problem. I think it's probably a Southgate problem.
Definitely. Well, we'll get onto the Euros in a bit.
We'll mention obviously Kane potential transfers. A few transfers gone through. Again, not big money being involved. It's even money that was already committed, like Fikayo Tomori going to Milan, which was exercising their option.
Yeah.
But the list of names I'm going to go through is all free transfers. Memphis Depay to Barcelona, free transfer. Donnarumma to PSG, free transfer. Buffon to Parma, free transfer. Ashley Young to Villa, free transfer. Sergio Ramos release.
Yeah.
And Danny Rose to Watford, free transfer. It's not, people are expecting millions and millions to be spent. I really can't see it, honestly.
I can't. No, I think there'll only be a couple. Or maybe a handful is probably a better description of multi-million pound deals going through. And I think Sancho is probably going to be one of them. It looks like it's edging ever closer. Harry Kane, rumoured 100 million bid, full on cash.
It's going to take a Man City or a PSG getting involved in some big money transfer to get any kind of ball rolling on it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and that is. How do you feel about that 100 million straight cash, Harry Kane, to Man City? Apparently, that's the rumour.
It would feel it's like selling your house after a housing market crash, isn't it? You know you can get more.
Yeah.
But is it the best? Because I'm not against selling your best players.
Yeah.
The football club's always going to be there. It'll be sad, but and obviously fan backlash will be, we won't spend that wisely. We've just got a new managing director, football in. So, if that's the best you're going to get for him, and he's not going to turn into performances or be disruptive, I don't think that's going to be Harry Kane, but I think you need to consider your options at the time as well, but you don't want to be held over a barrel to it.
Yeah, very true. As a Palace fan, the fact it's not just gives me hope. I'm not too sure what Alex... Sorry, Alex, you can put some context around that. as a Palace fan. The fact it's not just Spurs, just giving me hope. Okay, they haven't appointed a manager. Yeah, I think I figured that one out. Favourite transfer out of all of those that have been confirmed? It's got to be Buffon to Parma, isn't it?
Bookend. Love a bookend.
Love a bookend. Is Ashley Young to Villa a bookend? Or did he start at Watford?
Watford, I think, yeah.
So, yeah, okay. And then I just wanted to touch on, I know we've done the manager stuff, but there is a number of managers that are available as well, like around. I think, Zidane, Conte's still there, Valverde, who you mentioned, Lampard, potentially. You've got some others, I think, that you listed down. Pirlo, Valverde, Marco Silva, Benitez, Nuno, AVB. Your favourite, Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe. How's he not got a job yet?
Yes. Turned down Celtic, didn't he? And then everyone else went, well, you definitely should have taken that, Eddie. You definitely should have taken that. So, yeah, I mean, so it's interesting. It's very interesting. A lot of people out there. Anything else in the news for you?
No, that's it from me. I think we should go on to the quiz.
All right. Let's move on to the quiz. Oh, I haven't sorted out your camera. Everyone, that's Josh's door. We're gonna do the quiz on the main page because no one wants to just look at your door. So
okay. Ooh, la 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 la. It's quizzing time. Now, in honour of England's upcoming match against the Czech Republic, I wanted to bring them into the four in the quiz. But so I thought, how does Dave know about Czechs? Well, maybe let's have a look at the previous players who played in the Premier League and have also represented, of Czech national. I don't know if they represented them.
Okay.
And I thought, that's quite a long list actually. Let me narrow it down. I noticed that the claret and blue clubs, so Aston Villa, Burnley, West Ham, have had their fair share. So I've narrowed it down to that. So this is a list of Czech players who have played in the Premier League for Aston Villa, West Ham, or Burnley. And you've hopefully been given a list of which club and the era they played for them. So take it away, Dave.
Okay, so yes, the quiz isn't on the screen today, so I'll verbalise it quite a lot. And we should do that anyway for the Spotify listeners. Ross does say nice doors, Josh. Just to let you know, it was the ones over your right-hand shoulder that everyone could see. So they are good doors, yeah. Nice doors and door handles.
That's my side of the wardrobe as my clothing. Nice. So just to give context to what those doors, what portal they go through to.
Awesome. So claret and blue Czech players. Number 1, West Ham United from 1993 to 1998. Sort of like a little mini wiki file, this, isn't it? It's a teaser because it gives you.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how many of these would have passed both rules, so that's why it's a bit different.
Oh, okay. West Ham, 1993 to 1998. And I know of all of them, yeah?
I can't tell you what's in your brain, Dave.
Okay. Do you know all of these players before you put this quiz together?
Yes.
Okay, so I probably should know them all then. Right, let's actually sod that. Let's go from bottom to top because that will get me some positive points on the board. Number 9, West Ham United, 2020 to present. I'm gonna go. There's 2 of them, aren't there? There's 2 of them. There's 2 of them because the next one is 2019. Which one did they sign first? 2020. I'm gonna go. Kufau, I think they signed low.
Well done.
Yeah. Okay, and then in 2019 to present, it's got to be Souček or Sosek, how you pronounce his name.
Yes, so 2 out of 9 thus far today.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Number 7, Burnley, 2018 to present. Oh, I think Vidra is Czech, so I'm going to go Matej Vidra.
Yes, yeah? Matej Vidra, well done.
He was terrible for me at Deportivo La Coruña on Football Manager. Absolutely terrible. Right, number 6, Aston Villa. Had 2 stints at Aston Villa. 2000.
I'm just checking these, because I took this from the Wikipedia page, but I will just check. It might be a full stint, but...
a loan spell somewhere.
Yeah, so it's 13 to 17 is his stint there, yeah.
Aston Villa, 2013 to 2017. Aston Villa, 2000... Oh, that's tough. Aston Villa. A Czech player for Aston Villa.
Would not have passed the Kana rule.
Oh, my word. So
wouldn't have got this on the wiki file.
In 3 seasons, he wouldn't have passed the Kana rule, so he wouldn't have played 31 games.
Passed the Kana rule. No, I mean, there must have been an injury in there somewhere.
Well, an injury and a loan spell.
He broke his right leg.
Oh, he broke his leg. Ouch.
That's why they've separated, I think, because he's missed a season. They've done it in seasons played.
Okay, right. So, a Czech Republic, Aston Villa. Oh, It's not Milan Baros, is it? After Liverpool.
Milan Baros is a name on this list, but is not this
Oh.
person.
Okay, I'll pass. I can't think of any. Who? Czech Republic. Aston Villa players other than Milan Baros.
Well, you need to know another one because there's 3 on the list here, Dave.
Yeah, all right. Let me take my time. No, I'm not gonna. 20? No, I'm not gonna get that. I have to come back to that one. West Ham United 2008 to 2011. Now they must have had some sort of centre back or something. I was gonna say Bilic, but he's Croatian, isn't he? Yeah, because he was Croatian manager. This is where it gets tough. I'm gonna struggle here. I'm gonna go Aston Villa 2005 to 2008. Milan Baros.
Aston Villa 2005 to 2008. It's number 3, Milan Baros.
Okay, I was actually doing it for number 4, but I'll take the point for number 3.
Well, yeah, there's a year apart. I'm not going to differentiate between those two.
Do you know what? I think nothing is really coming to my mind for the others. I've got West Ham 93 to 98, West Ham 2001 to 2003, and then again in 2005 to 2006. And then Aston Villa 2005 to 2008, and then Aston Villa 2013 to 2017 with a leg break. I can't.
So, instead of filtering by this, what other Czech players? Do you think of who's lined up into the Czech colours? Can you think of anyone? Because there's some big names here.
Yeah, but I can't think of any ones that play for West Ham or Aston Villa. They're all.
Well, don't
Petr Cech,
don't do that.
Thomas Rosicky. I'm thinking of big names in the Czech Republic teams.
Yeah.
One of them will be Patrick Berger for Aston Villa.
Yes, so we have a Aston Villa one, not the 13.
The same time as Milan Baros, Patrick Berger.
Yeah.
Thank you. Who else? Big. Poborski? Did he play for any of them?
No. You've got, in terms of position, I think I'm going to go for the first one is goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper. So there's Petr Cech.
Yeah, this is the first one, a 93 to 98. So also played for QPR.
Was he first choice Czech goalkeeper?
No, he made. Yes. So he made 40 appearances for Czechoslovakia.
Okay, because I'm trying to think of Euro '96 and if he was the first choice goalkeeper, who would have been their keeper. I'm going to have to pass, I think, in the necessity of time for the rest.
Okay, so number 1, West Ham United, 93 to 98 is Ludek McCloskey.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Number 2, West Ham from 01 to 06, Thomas Repka.
Oh, I was thinking, when I kept thinking of Slavan Bilic, I was thinking he's played next to someone.
Yeah, well, do you know, wrongly, but in my head, I struggle between the filter on Croatian and Czech Republic.
Yeah. Massively.
You named it Aston Villa players who played there from 05 to 07/08 is Milan Baros and Patrick Berger, both played for Aston Villa. Number 5, West Ham United player from 2008 to 2011, midfielder Radoslav Kovac.
Oh,
brother of Nico.
Yeah, brother of Nico. Yeah. So.
You obviously got Burnley 18 to present, Vidra, 2 West Hams to present, Souček and Soufal. So you're missing Aston Villa 2013, 2016, broke his leg with a training ground collision with Kieran Clark, striker, 20 appearances, 4 goals. Libor Kozak.
Oh, Kozak, he was a big guy, wasn't he?
Big guy,
absolutely big guy. Yeah. Because again, I was thinking it was a striker, and I was thinking of Jan Koller. And they were very similar. One was German. Was Jan Koller German? Played for Dortmund.
No, Jan Koller was Czech.
Was he Czech as well? Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
Never played in the Premier League, did he?
No, he didn't. Yeah. So.
What about he's Serbian, Nikola Zigic.
Zigic, yeah, Serbian.
We're naming very big, very tall Eastern European strikers here.
We are exactly what we're doing. But good quiz, a tough one.
You passed, Dave, 56%.
56, okay.
Not covered in glory.
No. I think that's up there with the hardest quiz I've ever had. I think on this show.
Really,
I think I've really struggled with that. It was It's how you get me on Wikifiles, isn't it? The early years foreign players around Euro, just after Euro '96.
Yeah,
And I struggle.
yeah, with an influx, I'd say. That's why you've got so much. What's going on here? They didn't really make a name for themselves so much. They dabbled, saw some money, dabbled, couldn't cope, went back to wherever they wanted to play for.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, very true. Right then, let's review the Euros, Josh, because it's been great.
Right, where should we? Let's. We're not going to review every match that has been watched. So,
no.
How would you say? What would you reckon you've watched? 60, 70% of Euros, or what would you say?
Yeah, I'd say I've watched. I'd say pushing 70% I've watched here, which is impressive, I'd say. It's commitment.
Nice, yeah, better than me. So, yeah. I've not watched many of the 2 o'clock, been at work.
Yeah. So.
I catch a bit of the 5 o'clocks and then catch a bit of the 8 o'clocks, depending on who's involved.
I've generally watched every 2 o'clock game for you, I've watched about 90% of the games that kick off at midnight for me, and then I've watched two games that kicked off at 3 in the morning.
So how have you enjoyed it so far, Dave? How are you feeling? What do you reckon?
It's a solid 7. I think the tournament as a whole. I think taking everything into consideration, with it being a strange season, a long season. The end of last season was postponed as well. It's lots of condensed football into one. You know, some stadiums have full fans and some don't. I think I'd give it maybe a 6.5. Verging on a 7. Like, that's what I think I'd give it.
You know, one element that's caused me more, not confusion, but it left me questioning more than I thought it would do is, where's it being played?
Because
it makes a difference. So we touched on Hungary, France this day. Obviously played in Budapest, full capacity crowd. Watching it, you can kind of work it out, but it's displayed at the start of the match. But to know it's a home crowd does make a difference, as we saw in the match. And England played them all at Wembley in front of whatever percentage crowd. I'd like to know that, because I watched Italy versus someone. I was like, this is in Rome? Is it? Okay, right. Oh, that's benefiting them. I know that in the Premier League. No one has to tell me that, because I can tell the stadiums by eye. But I don't know, I feel like it's impacted more than I thought it would do. Yeah.
The other thing that annoys me about it as well is that I know the groups are done in terms of like nation coefficient order is how they're listed at the beginning of the group stage. But why, when it really bugs me that when Germany are playing in Munich and they're still listed as the away team, I'm like, just switch them over, because Germany are at home. So just switch over. Don't worry about. Everyone knows they're playing each other once in the group. Like just like Germany, Portugal. Germany were the away team. It was like it irritates me. But anyway, yeah. How would you rate it? You asked me, but I'll ask you back. How would you rate it?
No, I fully agree. I think it's pretty. Like, COVID hasn't really impacted it too much, I don't think, in terms of players. I'm talking here.
Yeah.
It's obviously impacted travel and fan participation. I've been really happy with the use of VAR in it.
Yeah, great. That's a positive.
The English FA and referees are ruining it.
Yeah,
and that's confirmed, because it is just working pretty seamlessly. I've enjoyed the refereeing. I've not even just with VAR. The refereeing's been good. Just the amount of times I've seen get up.
Yeah, get up. They've clearly had a word, like all the referees. I think.
It's flowing, isn't it? International football is never as exciting as you want it to be, though. Some matches are.
Yeah.
But
it's that, isn't it? For we're going to review some games in a minute, but for every Germany, Portugal, you have an England, Scotland. So, like, it's not the Premier League. You wouldn't have, if you had all 20 teams, so 10 fixtures in one week on one day. Let's say the last Sunday of the season. You're never going to have 5 of them are great and 5 of them are rubbish. It's generally 2 or 3 of them are rubbish and 7 of them are really like entertaining, good quality football games. Whereas the Euros is a bit like it's sort of 1 for 1 at times.
Well, the thing is, and this is maybe like because I'm an England fan, I'm just trying to kind of rationalise it in my head. You don't have to be great in the groups.
No, you don't.
You don't have to be all. You don't have to be doing an Italy in the groups to get out.
No.
Maybe it helps, but maybe it actually hinders you because you're playing intense football. You just need to get out of the group and get yourself a favourable draw, and you don't know how that's going to work out. And it may be finish second, maybe finish third, maybe finish third.
Yeah.
But you don't have to smash the group apart.
Well, this is the thing, and generally, I'm very much trying to rack my brain of major tournaments, and especially Euros. I can't remember anybody that's dominated a group and then gone on to win it. Because even France in the World Cup...
Sometimes like Spain have like just crept out of a group. Yeah. And it's like, right, we've done... Because that's what it's like qualifying again, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, As long as you're in knockout stages,
Doesn't matter.
then it means something. It's one-off games.
Yeah.
You need to be doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk England, Scotland.
Yep.
I had high hopes for it. I remember I was in the pub, and I was like, yeah, 3-0 England. We're just gonna absolutely wipe the floor with them. It's gonna get tasty because they're gonna start throwing in challenges because they're gonna get upset. I must have put out my head that Gareth Southgate's England manager, and that is not how we played at all. Fullbacks barely got out their own half. Phillips and Rice barely moved from position, and even you've got Sterling and Mount, who I don't think are a centre forward best dream. I don't think they're not great for centre forwards.
It's really tough.
I think Harry Kane kind of just bumbling around.
Yeah, I think Mount has had a good tournament so far. I do think Mount's had a good tournament, but I think if we had drawn against Croatia, this game would have been much more high intensity. If you win your first game, you are pretty much out of the group. If you're the strongest team in that group, which England are, and you've won that first game, because 2 draws and you're through. Yeah. And I feel like that's the approach that's gone. I think let's not risk it. Let's not, if we get a draw against Scotland, it's fine. If we get a draw against Czech Republic, it's fine. And as fans, you just don't want to see that. And that's the issue.
No, I've been championing second place for a long time.
Yeah.
But I suppose I detached myself from the fact that had to come at the expense of a big win against Scotland or 9 points. I wanted my cake and eat it. Really, I wanted to smash the group and not play a difficult knockout match.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. That actually leads me on to a question that I asked somebody else the other day. And if you took, because obviously this Euros is being played all across the European sectors, if you took the logistical nightmare that this would cause out of it, would you prefer the Euros to be done like the Champions League, where all the group winners go into one pot and second and third places finishers go into another pot? And it's just gone, right, this first team player will play this from this. This will play this from this. So you don't have first in group A.
You don't have people trying to manage it.
You don't have the first team, group A winner is definitely going to play third in group F. It's all nobody knows. So England could finish top, but then still draw Germany because they finished second behind France. But no one knew that was going to be the case. I would much prefer that. I understand you can't do that because of the logistics.
Yeah.
And the tight schedule.
I quite like that. Then you just have people talking about, I think it's a conspiracy theory of heated balls.
Yeah, but sod that.
Yeah, anyway. I like that. I like that idea because you do feel like sides are managing their. I feel like England somewhat managing their progress.
Yeah. Anyway, we should talk about the actual game, shouldn't we? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not overly. I just from outside. Well, from an overall arch perspective. Is Jadon Sancho's transfer affecting this? Because he's played 0 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because as you said that, we've got a comment in the chat. Is Jadon Sancho actually there? Potentially, it's in London, so he could be in Manchester waiting for a medical. He could be travelling down and doing training and then going up.
I don't even feel like it's beyond Southgate to go, hey, all right,
yeah,
I'm a nice guy. You manage that. You get sure it's wrapped up before the end of the groups, and and then we're done.
It could
right?
be a thing. Yeah, it could be a thing.
You're a little bit distracted. Let's get this sorted. Get your team sorting it before that, and then come in all guns blazing and win the tournament for us.
I mean, the whole game was just a bit. If John Stones scores when he hits the post, completely different game. I think
it needed that early goal.
It needed a goal.
To get an early goal. Either we get it and then Scotland have to push it out.
Yeah.
Or Scotland get it and we have to push on.
Yeah.
Probably better for us to get it, otherwise Scotland would have just really hunkered down.
Yeah, and of course, obviously, John Stones hits the post, and O'Donnell has a really good shot really good save from Pickford.
Good save, Pickford, yeah.
And he is low shots against him. He's quite decent at saving them. It's up high. He struggles with his little T-Rex arms, but
yeah.
I mean, overall,
he's been good for England. He's overall a good player for England.
Yeah, true. There was a little bit of handbags at times, wasn't there, that you love? Well, I know that you're a big fan of a bit of handbags, so
love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also a big fan of the scrum that happened in the Scotland penalty area. Scott McTominay basically laying down, logging. We used to
like a goalkeeper used to do at hockey. Yeah.
Goalkeeper logging. Yeah.
So, So what I was most impressed about that whole logging situation with McTominay, how did it not hit his hand once? It was incredible.
I made the joke. I was saying to a friend of a pod, Owen. I was like, if you're on the ground there, just, or you've got the ball, like Sterling, you got the ball. It's like, just find an arm and start pummeling the ball against an arm. Go, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a good game. I think we have to talk Harry Kane. Would you?
Fine, yeah. If you want to,
would you give him a rest?
Have a fight about it.
Would you give him a rest for Czech Republic? He's not looking good. He's looking slow. He's looking crap on the ball. He's dropping too deep.
Tell me who's looking good attacking wise, Dave.
Mason Mount.
I don't think he's looking good attacking wise. I think he's looking good in an attacking area.
Yeah,
as effectively stopping any attack. He's like a defensive number 10. He's not creating. I feel like he put a few balls in against Scotland, and it was just like, can you kick a ball, mate? It was just, it scuffed them. Not getting beyond the first man. He scuffed them into their feet.
He put 2 lovely balls in for Sterling, and he messed both of the chances up. Mason Mount, and I feel like he's.
I will declare I was drinking heavily throughout this match, so there may be some stuff I forget during this match.
Yeah, okay.
But from what I remember, he was rubbish.
Yeah, my issue I had is that like Kane. And in both games this has happened. Kane has dropped so deep, he gets the ball, turns and looks for a striker and then goes, oh crap, that's me. And there's no one else up there. And like Sterling is staying
He's not
wide.
creating anything in that area. Like Kane doesn't create his own chances really. He's not going to be a Messi creating. So he either creates chances for other people who are running beyond. No one really is running beyond. Have a few people to begin. Like normally in the first half hour of a match you have players running through, like Foden's on it a few times, then that stops. But putting the balls in, I can think of one thing he's been able a chance to get at the end of in the box, and that was the Reece James cross.
Yeah.
Stretching for. He's getting so little service.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know. I just think like my thing in the Scotland game is that he was looked so slow when he tried to run with the ball, and I know he's not the quickest, but he looked like. I mean,
when he got dragged back, that one.
Sorry.
When he got dragged back?
No. This is just when he was trying to run past someone. Like, and in our predictions group, like friend Kelv said, does he even have a second gear? Like, he's not. There's no acceleration. There was no change of pace. It was just the same slow pace the whole way through. And I was like,
I don't need that from Harry Kane. So my question.
No, but you do. You do if he's dropping deep and gives the ball to someone else, because then he's got to go. He's got to get.
Oh, he can go.
I've not seen it.
He's not really a runner with a ball. He actually has improved that as an element of the game. But for me, you should be, if you want to succeed in this tournament, and there's a direct correlation with how we performed, and we smashed the group in the World Cup. We fed Harry Kane, and he scored goals.
Yeah.
He's not got goals, and we're kind of just squeaking past at the moment. You build that team around feeding Harry Kane, and he will do the rest. If you're not creating chances for him, he won't be getting goals.
Okay, all right.
He's been starved.
I agree, and I agree with that. How do we create chances around him? With that, we know the squad. We know who's in it. Who do you pick? You don't worry about the back four. Let's say they're not. Maybe fullbacks.
The back four has an impact though.
Yeah. Okay.
Those fullbacks need to go on.
Okay. Forget centre backs then. Forget goalkeeper and centre backs. Pick the rest of those remaining 8 places, or 7, because Harry Kane's up front.
So you're playing a 4-2-3-1 basically.
Yeah. Go on then. So it's fullbacks. So
Sancho, Grealish, Foden. No. Yeah. Sancho, Foden.
Okay.
Yeah,
2 centre mids. Phillips and Rice.
Phillips and Rice is fine.
Yeah.
No, whoever in there is going to be. I want those two to do any grunt work and get the fullbacks going and getting some crosses in. Whoever, if it's Chilwell or if it's Shaw at left back, they're going to put balls in.
Yeah.
And probably Reece James at right back is going to be putting balls in.
I wouldn't disagree with you.
Get the ball into him and he'll do the rest.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating to watch.
I would love to see Foden behind the striker. I think he's been on the right. He's done all right from the right. He cuts in on his left foot, but I'd like to see him in behind the striker. I'd put maybe Mason Mount with Phillips in central midfield against someone like Scotland. Maybe
you do not need 2 defensive mids and 2 defensive fullbacks.
Yeah, so the game was rubbish, really, is what we're talking about. That's how we're.
The game's rubbish. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
But
3 o'clock in the morning.
You then move on from that, and you think, how are other countries going to do?
Yeah.
And first off, that was France, wasn't it?
Yeah, France-Hungary. Yeah. So that was the game. That the France-Hungary game was the game where everyone went, "Hey, 0-0 against Scotland isn't too bad."
Exactly. Yeah, and even Portugal, like, see, Hungary, they can play.
Yeah. So
and that's been my with France. France have created more chances and spurned more, but you look at that side. And I was actually on Friday night with some friends. I was like, that France side should be like a Man City.
Yeah,
They've
100%.
got everything, and they could actually play against Man City because there's no crossover there, is there? If you had like best club match, best
Ooh.
club team, and best, there's no France crossover. Now that Laporte is French, is Spanish, you could have the
I
two
think you could
going head to head.
have, yeah, I think you could have an exact first 11 against each other, yeah.
But Man City play like infinitely better football, infinitely better.
Yeah.
And they are making the use of the talent they've got. They've probably got a less talented overall side
Yeah.
because like the actual personnel in that France side, where's the weak link?
Yeah, true. Well, strikers at the moment, but they're not the weak link when you put it on paper, yeah. So.
No. But I mean, we touched on earlier, where it's being played. I think being played in a capacity crowd in Budapest, Hungary really felt that,
Yeah.
and that drove them on. It was nervy for them at the end there with chances and penalty shouts and things like that. But it's the group of death is. I know it's a weird one, isn't it? I'm not quite sure which way it's going to go.
It's strange. If Hungary win, they can go through, and that's what makes it.
The problem there is it's in Munich, that final match,
Yeah.
Hungary-Germany.
Yeah.
It's in Munich, which I think is going to be and obviously Germany coming back. Germany with maybe an own goal might solve because there's been own goals in both of Germany's matches so far.
Yeah. Well, three own goals in 2 games, which is impressive in a Euros.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, out of the 7 goals that have gone in their games, almost 50% have been own goals.
Yeah, exactly. So, what did you make of the France-Hungary performance overall from France? I mean, Mbappe and Griezmann actually played reasonably well, just didn't have an end product.
Yeah, I think you're coming up against a side who are really fighting for it, and again, it's the group stages. France, I think, somewhat within themselves, but knowing that a win here helps, and they probably really did want to win it. But you're up against a side. You saw the celebrations of the Hungary players after that. Like Galassi in goal was like properly cheering and like we've drawn a game, and they like cheering in front of the crowd and stuff. Don't discount the mental factor in driving a team towards a performance. And yeah, France have just. I think I'm still very scared of France because they can find that gear and click. And Hugo Lloris, some perceived as a weak link.
Yeah,
I think some people would say. Especially his kicking would be perceived as a weak link.
Yeah, especially when he grabs the ball and just goes, Mbappe's up there somewhere. I don't know if you saw that photo that I put.
Over there.
He's up there somewhere. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I think I want to touch on this point quickly before we go into Portugal. Actually, no. Let's go Spain Poland first because the point I was going to say still relates to that. So, Spain Poland. Morata. Thoughts on Morata?
Nice goal.
Yeah.
Swept in. I almost feel like probably in his head he was offside, so he didn't care how he shot it.
Yeah, probably. So, but
I could rewatch that rebound penalty miss at least 10 times and still be amazed that he's got it so horribly wrong.
Yeah, I've watched it five times today, I think, and it's incredible how much he skews it up. Is that going to hinder Spain through this whole tournament? The fact that they're starting Morata?
Spain have scored 1 goal in the last 4 matches.
Yeah.
It's not all on Morata. Obviously, Moreno took and missed a penalty. But I think for me, they haven't really changed their style of play. But they had the style of play they had in 2010 was keeping the ball and being somewhat cautious. But they had a little more daring players, a little more players of end product. You got Iniesta or even Xavi would put a through ball through him, and you got Torres or David Villa finishing off. They're playing a similar way, but they haven't got the players to finish it off. Or like the biggest outlet ball, and he still amazes me to this day, is Jordi Alba. You can see it coming.
Yeah.
It's this train just kind of bombing along, and then just wait for as soon as he gets to the line of defence, the ball's going to go over. It's like, come on, guys, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
He's a complete outlet ball, but it's got. I think it's probably the most infuriating country to watch. I imagine Spanish fans will be like, come on, we're dominating the ball, we are creating chances, they're just not getting finished. It's got to be pretty infuriating.
Yeah, okay. And then you can say, Poland is a little bit well, not similar. They're sort of the complete opposite, actually. I don't know where I was going with similar in the fact they've got a world-class striker and they can't get him on the ball.
For them, as a nation, they're infuriated. For Poland, their nation is probably just behind Lewandowski going, I feel for you.
Yeah.
I really feel for you. Do you see that bit where he got a ball and broke on the edge of his box?
Yeah.
And he was running through. And he had a decent turn of pace. He had some gears.
Yeah.
He had some, and when he came up against Jordi Alba, and he just kind of crumbled. He was like, oh, God, don't run with me.
Yeah. It was, I mean, like... It's very interesting, isn't it? And this is what the point I wanted to get to. I wanted to talk about this game first because Thomas Muller hasn't scored and he's always had a good record in the Euros. Mbappe hasn't scored. Benzema hasn't scored. Kane hasn't scored. Lewandowski's only got one with the form he's coming into the Euros in. That's a bit of a disappointment. I mean, there's loads of big name strikers. Are strikers letting their nations down? It's one of the comments we got going across the bottom of the screen, or is it just the fact that all the strikers that generally have been picked, bar maybe Morata and Giroud that come to mind, have all played so much football? Benzema led the line for Madrid. Kane's led the line all season for Tottenham. Mbappe and Griezmann have led the line for their clubs, but like Barca and PSG. Are we just seeing what it means in the fact that such a grueling amount of football has been played and strikers are running on empty?
That'd be a contributing factor for sure. I also think that it depends how much they're deemed the most important player in their national side, and so are they a focal point? How does a style of play work from the manager? So we have different cases. So we have and the quality of that team. We have Lewandowski. Unfortunately, he's not at Bayern Munich. He's at Poland, different level. We have Kane. He's playing with better players, I'd say overall for England, but the cohesive attacking play is just not there.
Yeah, I feel like Harry Kane, if we could, suddenly get rid of Son Heung-min's national history and say he's never played for Korea and he's got English nationality from representing Tottenham for 5 years, put him in the team, it's a different Kane. You get because Kane just knows where Son's going to go, and Son knows.
I think it could, but even within this tournament, I think you could change things around and make like. As far as Kane, I don't know, you probably want to go to Southgate going, this, what is, unless there's a bigger plan at play, we are definitely not utilising the forward we have. Mbappe is a bit of a different one because he is there, he's the main man, he's been fed, he's had chances, just hasn't come off for him.
Yeah.
And Germany scored a lovely goal. Havertz scored an absolutely lovely goal. They obviously struggled. It's been a tough match against France, defensively quite solid. I don't know. Germany one's a bit more of a. I think they've got a lot of players who can kind of do things. You've still got Werner in there. You got Müller in there. You got Havertz in there. They've got options as well, haven't they?
Yeah, very true, very true. And of course, there is one person that is counteracting all of this thing about leading your line and then not being able to play in the Euros and score goals, which is Cristiano Ronaldo. Keeps scoring for Portugal, keeps giving them a glimmer of hope.
Ex-United players doing right, aren't they? So we've got Depay doing well.
Yeah.
Got Lukaku doing well. We've got Ronaldo doing well.
Yeah. Just got to leave United and you have a good Euros, like time and time again.
So if that was your front three now, you'd be in a better position?
Oh.
Does that front three win you the Premier League title?
No, I still don't. Because we've still got issues in central midfield and at the back. But it's goals, isn't it? In theory, there's goals in that team.
Yeah.
Goals on Depay. Depay on the right, Ronaldo on the left, and Lukaku.
Unfortunately, Depay on the right, Ronaldo left,
through the middle.
Yeah.
There's definitely goals in there. Would it be? It would be better than what we've got, but would it? Would I want to replace all of them? Probably not. I'd probably take Cavani.
Actually, you think about replacing him. I'm thinking about Rashford there. Again, he's come on for England.
Yeah.
And absolutely nothing's happened there. He's had absolutely nothing to do with Rashford. It seems like we'll pump it into some space, but with no accuracy. He just had to run headlessly towards a corner flag.
Exactly. Exactly. So
let's talk about Portugal-Germany then.
Yeah. Goals.
It was goals, own goals, and quick. It all happened, didn't it?
It did. It just turned on a dime, as we'd normally say. Like, it was incredible. I mean, Germany to go down to a goal where it's always, I think it's always a good show of, to quote Brendan Rodgers' character, when you can go behind and it not really phase you. Germany knew they were dominating that game, and they went behind and they didn't really change how they were playing. The outball was, or not the outball, but the tactics seemed to be get Goossens on the left side as high up the pitch as possible to give him a scoring opportunity or a crossing opportunity or the sort of halfway shot cross thing. And a outstanding goal that got disallowed. Like the cross, the acrobatic volley, it was incredible. But I feel like Germany are clicking now. That could put them into gear.
You mentioned about Goossens. Why didn't Portugal did nothing to counteract it? Nothing. It was clearly the play on all the time. And for a side, I think they're quite defensive overall. Portugal have been playing defensive mids and reasonably defensive back four. I know that Semedo's playing at right back instead of Cancelo. I think it was COVID related. Yeah. But no matter what right back you have now, you don't want him to be one-on-one the whole game and the play all going down the side. Why there wasn't a shift around to give some cover on that right side, I don't know. It was, and I mean obviously they're in third place now and they'll be playing in France in the final match, won't they? Portugal?
Exactly. So, they've not given them given themselves an easy ride into the end of the group stage. So it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a very interesting one. With that group, what do you think happens? Do you think 3 teams get out of it, or do you think there's going to be a loss of a big nation because it's the fourth best third placed teams and one of them won't be one of those?
I think we'll see all 3 be able to progress, because I'm looking at the third place sides. Portugal currently the third place side on 3 points. There's Austria also on 3 points, and Finland also on 3 points in third place. So obviously you've still got a round of games to go, but they're already in the mix. But you've got Portugal v France and Germany v Hungary in the final. I would think that Germany have too much for Hungary. And France will just hold 4, I think.
Do you think there'll be 4 teams on 4 points that go through, or do you think there'll be a 3-point team, a couple of 3-point teams that go through as those best placed third place teams?
It's difficult. That's been a difficult. That's why this format is difficult. Because working out that third place.
Because I'm just thinking
it's nigh impossible, isn't it?
Because Germany will probably beat Hungary, and you would say France should beat Portugal. And that leaves Portugal on 3 points. So
it does. And then you're looking at, can Austria get something up against who are they? Ukraine.
I mean, look at our group. Like, if we draw with the Czechs, that puts us on 5. Sorry, us on 5. Czech Republic on 5.
And then Croatia or Scotland win, that puts them on 4.
Yeah, and they would probably go through, and that's why I think it's like, I think one of those. I think we could be losing one of those nations. I think.
Yeah, potentially, and so what's your thoughts around our final England? Then do you think we're going to because we could have a situation where you kind of mentioned that Czech Republic might want to boot it into their own goal.
Yeah,
and, get
90th minute, and Czech Republic just passing it around their back 4, and then just score an Oggy, and
they do Haiti? Was it the goal during the week?
Yeah. And then and then England kick off and go and do exactly the same, and it's 1-1. I mean, it could be a strange scenario. It could be very strange. I think both teams will be not fully attacking, let's say, and I feel like that could mean we win the game and top the group.
I think, so I think there'll be a lot. Personally, if I was Southgate, I'd rotate a fair bit into this match.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
But I knowing Harry Kane, I think Harry Kane wants to play and grab a goal, so he starts his scoring.
Yeah.
I would give Harry Kane a half.
I'd bring in Harry Maguire if he's fit. He made the bench, didn't he, in the last game? I'd start Harry Maguire to test him out, because Schick's in decent form. He's playing all right. It's a good that'll be a good battle and a good challenge. I'd bring in the likes of Sancho. I would start Grealish. I'd probably see if Henderson, his ankle was going to keep up, or his leg, or his thigh, or whatever it was.
Chilwell, he want everybody to be involved. Chilwell to get a game, and
exactly. So it'll be interesting. An interesting question then. After 2 rounds of games, which player's stock has risen? So who's caught your eye? Let's say.
Well, immediately my thoughts were turned to Belgium.
Okay.
but then their stocks are really high. So obviously when Kevin De Bruyne came on and completely changed the game, and Lukaku has done excellent, I would say, and I only know of him because of a failed managerial hiring, is Spinazzola.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
Okay, yeah.
What else have I got? Going through the countries here.
Is there anyone from a lesser nation that you maybe weren't aware of too much before?
I criticised him the other day, and I called him clumsy, and it looks like he's fluking it. But
Isak.
Isak. Yeah. The more I watch, I think, okay, I'm still to be completely sold on him.
Yeah. There's a good player.
A bright light in the Sweden side. Yeah.
There's a player that is better than Real Sociedad, I think, in Alexander Isak, where he currently plays. Talking of Sweden, I messaged you, and Emil Forsberg has impressed me the way he ticks the ball over. Yeah. I think he looks quite good. I said to you, he reminds me of Modric, and I could see him in a Spurs shirt. And then you said it's not because he plays good football, it's because he reminds me of, looks a bit like Luka Modric. So,
yeah.
But I quite like Forsberg. I think there's been a couple of, Goran Pandev. I don't think his stock can rise because he's so old, but he loves it. He is absolutely loving it at the Euros. So, yeah, really good, really good. Anything else from the Euros, Josh, for you?
No, well, yeah, actually.
Yeah.
I've got one more thing.
All right.
Well, two more things. So one, I've enjoyed the Coca-Cola movement.
Yeah.
All of that, which in reality has just made Coca-Cola's stock rise. I know there was the association between a drop in its market value in the movement, but we're all just talking about Coca-Cola now. They're loving it.
Coke Gate.
So we've had Ronaldo moving the Coke. We've had, I think, Pogba moving the Heineken.
Pogba moved the Heineken.
We've had Russian manager opening the Coke bottles one on top of the other like a real Soviet, just kind of like a bottle of vodka opening and swigging it. We've had Yarmolenko bringing Coke and Heineken in and pretty much begging either of them for an endorsement. I've enjoyed that. I don't know why. Yeah, it's nice. Something different. And the other thing I wanted to mention was, and I don't know why, so we had Germany, France, and we had the player I'm hating more and more each week, Rudiger.
Right, yeah.
He bit Paul Pogba. He bit him.
He definitely lent in, didn't he? Like that. Was there a forceful...
With Pogba then going, what the heck? And literally, and so the BBC commentary was, I don't know what's happened there. I don't know what's happened. It's like, are you not looking at it?
Yeah.
I don't know why they failed to call it as it is. And Ian Wright went, if they'd bit him, Pogba would have flinched. And they cut footage like a millisecond before Pogba flinched. It's like, he's flinched!
Yeah. I can't remember who it was that called it a nibble. I think he's only nibbled him. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that? I don't understand that. Suarez, quite rightly, got absolutely hammered for his biting. Jermaine Defoe, I remember a bit Mascherano, was it? Mascherano, I think it was, when he played for West Ham, Tottenham v West Ham. And this biting, I don't know why he's not getting pulled up on that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably the only place that VAR has sort of been let down. Because VAR should probably look at it and be like, what it is. It's very strange, very bizarre. Very bizarre. So, cool.
All right. Well, we kind of covered what we think is going to happen over the next few days. We've got another day of football today, but soon we'll be out of the groups, and then it'll all get super interesting.
It will. Very quickly, home nations, what do you think? So, England, do you think will top it or come second or third?
I think we'll come second.
Okay, second. So you think a draw against the Czech Republic?
Yeah.
Everyone goes home happy. Czech Republic's delighted they've topped the group. We'll be happy we finished second. Italy, Wales is the next game. What do you see for Wales? Obviously a great win for them.
Great win for them, and that's the kind of the attacking guard passion. If they're actually leaving bodies on line, and maybe because maybe they're not planning to go as far as England think, that maybe arrogantly England are thinking we're going to go further. We need to manage our physical attributes a bit more. But the way Wales approached it, I do enjoy, and I loved Gareth Bale's two identical attempts at holding the ball in the corner and completely did Turkey defence.
Absolutely amazing times. That. Wales so they look like they're going through probably.
Yeah, I think this will be a draw, I think.
Okay. And then Scotland, Croatia, the other teams in our group. So, bless you.
Bless me. See you later, Scotland.
Yeah, just see you later, Scotland.
They kept themselves in the running by getting a draw, but I think they haven't got goals in the side.
No.
Maybe a set piece, but I'm struggling to see it.
Yeah.
You?
True. I think Scotland are out. I think Wales go through. I think we finish... I think we're going to score and win the group. So, yeah, I think he'll rotate the team and people will come in to make an effort and to show they're good enough to play. And I think
it will be interesting. I don't think it's going to be a great match to watch because I think neither side. It's Czech Republic especially were like, meh.
Yeah,
just leave it at that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Depending on how the result goes in the other match, maybe.
Yeah, true.
All right.
Right then. I got a wiki file for you. Hey, apologies again for those watching on YouTube. We can't change the screen because it will just show Josh's doors again. But yeah, Josh has sent me a wiki file, and I'm not going to lie. I've had a quick look. No ideas coming into my head. So
Dave, I'm not going to lie. I got it. I've had a quick look. Forgotten who it is.
Brilliant.
I think I've got it. But
youth career 1994 to 1996 at Gullspangs IF, which I'm pretty sure is in Sweden because they end most of their IFs mean something football club. 96 to 97 he gets a senior move to De Gaforas. I've nailed that accidentally. IF 47 appearances, 0 goals. Are you nodding your head saying I've not nailed that?
That was a shake of the head going, you definitely didn't nail that.
Okay. 97 to 98 gets a big move to AIK in Sweden. 17 appearances, 0 goals. He then moves to Racing Santander. 98 appearances, 0 goals between 1998 and 2001. That gets him a move to the Premier League for Aston Villa. 2001 to 2008. 232 appearances, 8 goals for Villa. So 7 years, 232 appearances, 8 goals. 2008 to 2009 gets a big move to Juventus and plays quite a lot. 27 appearances, 2 goals. Then he goes to Greece, 2009 to 2012, 71 appearances, 7 goals. Then he goes to Spain, 2012 to 2013, Villarreal, 29 appearances, 2 goals. And then he moves to Copenhagen to end his career back in Scandinavia, 2013 to 2014, 22 appearances, 3 goals, giving him a total of 543 appearances, 22 goals over a... What's that? I'm trying to work out the maths of his career. 22-year career.
18, sorry.
18-year career. With his only Premier League stint coming at Aston Villa. It's been a very Aston Villa heavy quiz wiki file, isn't it?
Hasn't it? Yeah.
232 appearances, 8 goals, stinks of defender or holding midfielder.
Yeah, I mean, this is his appearances 32, 38, 33, 30, 27, 38, 34. Almost. He barely missed games.
Yeah.
He was
so
reliable.
I'm going with a Swede. He's got to be a Swede, I think.
Mm-hmm.
As a Swedish player at Aston Villa. A Swedish player at Aston Villa. I've only got one coming to mind, and he is a defender. But I would have thought across his career he would have scored more headers because he's quite fearsome probably, and he's got a cracking beard, or had a cracking beard.
Oh,
Olof Mellberg.
Eric Olof Mellberg. Yes.
Awesome. I'm happy with that. Yeah. It's the only Swedish player I can think that's ever played for Villa. Can you think of any others off the top of your head?
Did Johan Elmander ever appear for them? Was it Bolton?
No, that's Bolton, isn't it? That was Bolton, Johan Elmander. He scored a cracking goal against Wolves for Bolton where he did like a Cruyff turn in the middle of the box. Like a scoop turn.
That was a little bit like Hal Robson-Carney.
Yeah, it was very similar to Hal Robson-Carney. But yes, well, Ross got it in the chat as well. Yeah, I know that he always answers. So yeah, he got Olof Mellberg very early. I had a housemate.
Marcus Allback.
Oh, yeah, all back. Yeah. I had a housemate in Bristol when I first moved there who, if he'd shaved his head, would look like Olof Mellberg. And then as he got older, shaved his head and looked just like Olof Mellberg. And he did, he used to do like Movember. But what he did, what he did before Movember is he grew his whole beard out and then shaved off the beard bit. So in like October, he looked just like Olof Mellberg. Yeah, it was incredible. So there you go. Good stuff. Good wiki file, Josh. I did much better than that than the quiz.
And to give you his international stats, again, played 117 appearances, 8 goals for Sweden.
Wow, I thought he would be so much more dominant in the air. So I guess he might not. For Sweden, he might not have gone up for corners too much because they would have had Andreas Grankvist, who was like 6'7". Just aim it at him. 6'6", 6'7".
Most cap players. So he's on the list. He's number 7 in most cap players for Sweden.
Okay, interesting. Very interesting.
All right. Well, unless you have any other business, Dave, that brings an end to this week's podcast.
Not from me, mate. Crack on.
happy 150th episode, Dave.
It's been good, yeah. It's been very good, actually. I've enjoyed it. It's good. I love just chatting football. It's a weekly outlet for me to chat football. It's great.
Absolutely. And and if you've been listening to us live on YouTube, thank you for interactions. Any questions, any comments? Very enjoyable. If you want to get a hold of us for next week's show, you can find us on Twitter @Football Talk. But remember,
there's no A in football.
Do you remember?
Just about, yeah. So, just about.
Oh, thank you very much for listening. See you next week. Goodbye.